chase I need, no chase I need, no chase I need, no chase.
Why? All right, can you explain to the audience why that is cool with you?
That she works hard, she makes good money, she wants to contribute, I'm gonna let her contribute. The fuck?
Feminism at its finest, Piggity. Tuh.
CP, I respect that. I mean, you're probably not going through the problems that niggas in the hood is going through.
Looking at me, man.
That's the problem.
We have a great relationship.
You're not going through the shit that niggas in the hood that's going through when their girl paying half the rent. Saying what they want, slamming the door, niggas shutting off the TV, turning off the football. You're not going through.
I don't go through any of that.
Of course, we can see.
I don't go
because
through
you're saying it with confidence. Nigga, she wants to pay half of it.
Hey, Flip.
She'll pay half.
Would you let your lady pay?
No.
Today, we see a lot of women on social media sites who would say things like, a man going 50-50 is a roommate. A man going 50-50 is some type of boy. There's always some type of shame towards a man who can't either financially fund 100% of the load or at least most of the load. Now, let me say this. I do agree a man should take on a majority of the financial load. I think a man should. However, to call him a boy or roommate, man, that's tough. So let's look at it.
If you have a man, if you're giving it up to a man, he need to be paying those bills. He need to be providing. Okay, stop wasting your stop just adding bodies to your life. You're just adding body counts. That's the only thing you adding to your life.
You tried to slip the jab.
No, I am dumbfounded.
Tell me more.
I don't know why she would want to pay the rent at all. Like I don't.
Equality. Hold on.
You can't pick and choose equality. I said it last week. That convenient equality. They pick and choose when they want to be equal.
No, and
y'all worse than the rappers trying to pick one and choose snitching. Okay.
Forget that. Okay, listen. No, when women are talking about equality, they're talking about having the same rights as men. They're talking about making the same kind of money, which we don't. Still the same.
Now you're about to get us to side with Parks Hill. Change. You about to get us to side with it.
I'm with you already now. I'm just gonna let you know I'm with you. So if you can make the same money, you can't take the same responsibilities in your household.
You know what?
What are her responsibilities if you are paying the bills? Surf said the same shit. Like, what are her responsibilities if you're paying the bills? A lot of men feel like that. Like, a lot of men will say, yo, I'm not gonna pay all the bills, and then she's stacking her money. And if we decide to break up, she takes all her money that she done stacked up for the last 10 years. That's some men's argument. My thing is, dog, like if I got it, I'm not no cheap dude. So if I got it, it is what it is. I would have to pay my mortgage whether she lived here or not. That's my stance. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. But if I didn't have no money and I was financially tapped to the point where I couldn't pay the mortgage by myself, if you don't give me some motherfucking money, crazy nigga. Like, yo.
I want to say this to those women who think that way. Do you understand what happened? Do you realize the whole Equal Pay Act was because women wasn't making that much? So do you want equal pay or do you want to go back to making $20 to $30 a month? Because you can't have both. If you want equal pay, the expectations of men who can financially fund the household, it's a bit overkill. Because in reality, most men in this country cannot afford that. You just can't. Again, I do agree that men should financially fund a majority of the household. I agree with that 100%.
And I think at the end of the day, it's not about two people equally paying for bills. It's about two people equally contributing to a relationship. And contributing does not mean I pay 50%, you pay 50%. It might I handle certain tasks and I may handle certain finances and you may handle the other tasks that need to be done in our relationship, and we create balance. To me, what's more important than the focus of equality in a relationship is the focus of balance.
The Equal Pay Act, passed in 1963, required that men and women be given equal pay for equal work in the same establishment. But we didn't get there without a fight. By 1963, the Equal Pay Act had been nearly 100 years in the making. In 1870, Congress actually passed a bill prohibiting pay discrimination based on gender for federal jobs. But the bill got watered down in the Senate and was never really enforced, a problem that would come back to haunt women a century later. Over the next 93 years, women's rights groups and labor organizations alike would advocate for equal pay for women, with some minor advancements, but culture would soon change. World War II brought an increase in jobs without the men to fill them. Women went from 24% of the US workforce to 37%, leading unions to take up the cause for equal pay. Twice in the 1940s, legislation was proposed to enforce equal pay for women on a federal level. First in 1944 by Congresswoman Winifred C. Stanley, then in 1945 by the National Labor Board. But despite much public support on both sides of the aisle, the bills were never passed. Why? Well, some argue blatant sexism. Others say the government had to prioritize employing veterans returning from war. And still others point to the wealthy business owners who fought the legislation in order to get away with paying women a lower wage. As the war ended, some women left their jobs, but others remained. By 1960, there were nearly 25 million women working, but they were earning only 59 cents to every dollar earned by their male counterparts. This all came to a head in 1961 when labor activist Esther Peterson became head of the Women's Bureau in the Department of Labor. She took up the cause, urging President John F. Kennedy to establish the Commission on the Status of Women. Through her work, she drafted the Equal Pay Act, but it wouldn't pass without a fight. Both the Chamber of Commerce and the National Retail Merchants Association opposed it, arguing women were more expensive to employ than men due to absenteeism and turnover. In other words, women were more likely to miss work because of childcare and pregnancy. In the end, the Equal Pay Act passed and was enacted to ensure that women and men were paid the same for the same work, which applied to all forms of compensation: salary, overtime, bonuses, stock options, life insurance, vacation, and benefits.
The Equal Pay Act was signed into law by President JFK on June 10th, 1963. And do y'all know how many brothers were fighting for y'all? Even further than that, the whole feminist movement itself. You know how many brothers was fighting for y'all? I mean, by definition, I'm a feminist my damn self. I believe in equal rights. I believe in equal everything. Where it took a turn, where the whole thing changed up, and it took a turn for the worse, is when you start talking about it being anti-men. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Please follow the History with No Chaser Facebook and Instagram pages.